Gremlin as he's 9 around the stables. Warm Blood Gelding, owned by Talara and Dave Cameron and Leslie Hargraves. And this class, of course, the EFA Cup has been won by some amazing combinations. First awarded in 1951. And we look down through the lineup. Ted Dwyer won it in 1962 and 63 on Ocean Foam. A little more recently, it was won by Tony Barlow Menswear in 94 with Tony Barlow Sorrento with Johnny Fay. Russell Johnson won it in 95 with Southern Contrast. Tom McDermott in 2012 with Carol Mason with CP Rolex. Tim Clark in 2014 with Cal Tango. Jamie Kermond 2013 with Valhalla. In 2016 it was Lisa Cupid and Amaretto MVNZ. Stuart and Becky Jenkins won it in 2017 with Fairview Aliquidam. Who's going to win it in 2018? Well, we look at the list. There are 15 nominations in this competition. We are seeing the top riders in Australia stepping out here today. And the first horse out into the arena, Copperbella Verde. She's got the task. She was out here walking the course. She had to go back into the collecting ring, warm up, come out here and be the first to tackle the course as designed by our course designer, Mr. Werner Deeg. He certainly has built very tough here today. And all of our riders, well, they get the chance to walk the course. The horses, they don't get to see the fences until they get out here. So it is going to be a pressure ride for all of our horses. First horse is on course, and it is Copperbella Visage. Copperbella Verde, I should say.
We'll bring you the results now of our open pony class, Class 544, over 12 and not exceeding 12.2. Congratulations, catalogue number 1514. It's the Jerry and Telford family's nomination of Whitmere Palace Secret. In second place, catalogue 2394, Sarah Young's nomination from Moree of Lyndhurst, Buttons and Bows, a horse that's had a great Sydney Royal. Catalogue number 2040, in third place, DP Lady Di. Congratulations to Dale Plum of Cardinia in Victoria. In fourth place, catalogue 2382, Hamlet Park, Holly's Silk, and Zoe Willison of Nichols Point in Victoria. In fifth place, catalogue 1994, Tiona Cossett, Joanne Parry's nomination. And in sixth place, catalogue 1204, Susie Bunt's nomination of Ayrton Dreamtime.
An amazing round there for Talara Cameron, Copperbella Verde. Just the one rail down at fence number 7, 4 jumping penalties. Time allowed, 79 seconds. Time taken, 78.69. Perfectionist the tally is just under the time allowed. Talara Jane Cameron and Copperbella Verde. 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4. Boy, that horse is certainly growing in stature in the last 12 months. You want to watch out, Tally. Dave will be trying to steal the ride of that horse every day of the week, I believe. Well, a man who has stolen the ride from his wife. We welcome out now Stuart Jenkins, riding Stuart and Becky Jenkins' nomination of RSB Jacana. This is number 2 in the draw, so we want to see at least 2 clear rounds or forces into a jump-off. It's going to be tough to get here today looking at that course. RSB Jacana. This combination, we came together a few years ago when Becky was pregnant. And Stewie and Becky welcomed Lacey, their first daughter, into the world. They are expecting their second child later this year. And RSB Jacana Mia, as she's known around the stables, a warm blood mare. She has been at Grand Prix levels since early 2010. I think would have been the first time she stepped up to Grand Prix. It's tight to get around to that fence down there in fence number 7. If you are joining us on the live stream, welcome wherever you are around the world. Of course, Lindsay Douglas and myself here in the broadcast box. It's always wonderful to turn on to a live stream, but of course, Lindsay, they should be here, shouldn't they?
It's the best place to be. It's beautiful weather, good crowds today, and fantastic live show jumping.
And we only live stream a few classes. That class we had earlier this afternoon, that Group A Section 2 class, was world class. It was an amazing competition. Safely on the final fence of the combination, the 2 rails down, 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 8 for Stuart Jenkins and RSB Jacana. Next out into the arena, we welcome the next of our riders, number 3 in the draw from down in Victoria. And this is Ali Lamb, and she is riding the beautiful Diamond B Corsica. Of course, Diamond B Corsica finished in 7th place here the other day, having a 3rd placing on Friday, yesterday's competition. So finished 7th on Tuesday, 10th on Wednesday, and picking up 3rd place yesterday. Diamond B Corsica by ASB Conquistador, bred by Diamond B Stud, owned and ridden by Ali Lamb from Denison. Where's Denison, I hear you say? Well, it's on the outskirts of Sale in the East Gippsland. And Ali and Andrew Lamb, with the family down there, run a beautiful dairy and show jump as well. So the rails that you see here that we use, they're a timber rail, painted to be nice and bright. The origins of show jumping actually started in the early 1900s in France. And it was a game of scurry or quickness, and they used to jump through the yards, the stockyards. It was decided early on, then in the 1920s, be a very good spectacle to take the sport of show jumping to arenas and competitions, and hence mobile jumps were created. The sport of show jumping, we use timber rails nowadays. They weigh about 15 kilos in weight. And at Diamond B Corsica Ali Lamb, 20 jumping penalties, 78.20, just under the time allowed. No time penalties, a total of 20. As we now welcome out Bridget Berry, Toulon NZPH. Bridget, recently married, good Aussie boy in John O'Berry. And Bridget, born and bred in New Zealand, although we're slowly Aussiefying her, creating her into an Aussie. And keep chipping it away at it, like all good Kiwis. We like calling them our own. Toulon NZPH though, born in New Zealand, beautiful Hawke's Bay at Ocean Beach. It's on the east coast of New Zealand, just south of Napier, near Hastings. And Walker and Juliet Hansen breed and run an amazing team of show jumping horses down there in the, or over there I should say, in New Zealand. Their daughter Bridget, or Birdie as we refer to her, have produced many good Grand Prix horses. We see the NZPH prefix time and time again. And Birdie Berry on course now, riding Toulon NZPH. So every time the fence is knocked down, our judge, Mr. Hona Yu from Singapore, marks the scorecard, or in fact we have a scorer, Jenny Carrero, and our electronic scorer, Susan West, and they mark the score sheets. And our judge, he doesn't judge presentation, style, form, how neatly they jump a jump, just whether they knock it down or whether they leave it up. If they leave the fence up, don't alter the height, they get a 0. And that is what you want to stay on. Each time a fence falls, we add 4 to the score. So, if you haven't seen show jumping before, you could become a judge here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, right there in the grandstand here in the Spotless Stadium. Keep an eye on the course. The only other place they get penalties if they exceed the time allowed, 77.58 the time taken, 77.58. 2 fences that our ring crew need rebuilding. So 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 8. If they exceed the time allowed of 79 seconds, you get 1 time penalty for every 4 seconds or part thereof over the time allowed. If you jump a fence out of order, so you must start at 1, finish at 12. If you go from 1 straight to 3, then you will be eliminated. And if you have a disobedience or a stop in front of a fence, or you do a circle deviating off the general course line, then you get 4 jumping penalties as well. So the technicality side, I suppose, is we're not asking for anyone's opinion for show jumping judging, just whether they jump a fence cleanly or knock it down. And the man at the moment, he won the class on his other horse here a little bit earlier on this afternoon. He's already had a win here on Diamond. He won day number 1. This is Tom McDermott. Born and bred at Wagga in southern New South Wales. The son of Olympian Greg McDermott. And World Cup show jumping winner in his own right. Australian show jumping champion. And winner previously of this class, the EA Cup. EFA Cup, we call it. It is Tom McDermott, and he is riding Diamond. Still to see a clear round here this afternoon. It's always nice to win a class at Sydney, even nicer to win a perpetual class, particularly one that has history all the way back to 1951. Just got a little bit away from the triple bar. There's a decision to be made. You either got to wait and go down in the steady distance and then risk not having the power to jump out of that line, or go down as Tom did, a little bit forward, but then by cutting a stride out, you're getting a little away from the triple bar. And they're the little tricks that our course designer's trying to do. He's trying to find the best horse here on the day. So the battle is not so much between the judge and the riders, but more the course designer. And the course designer places the fence just the 1 rail down. That will be our fastest 4-faulter. In fact, no, it won't. 76.74, 76.74. Oh, I see. At this stage, no clear round, so that means we've got 2 horses and riders sitting in equal first place. So if we didn't get any clear rounds, we would go to a jump off of our 4-faulters. If we got 1 clear round, they would be declared the winner. If we got 2 clear rounds or more, then we'd invite those in to the jump off. Well, we welcome out now Clint Beresford, and he had a great show so far. 3rd here on Tuesday. He was 3rd here on Wednesday and 2nd here on Friday. He won the Silver Fern over in New Zealand just a couple of weeks ago at the Horse of the Year show. 2nd in the Olympic Cup. And now back in Australia. The horse hopped on a plane. Emmaville Jitterbug, Jason as he's known around the stables, bred by Grant and Heather Hughes from Emmaville Performance Horse. Actually great to welcome Grant and Heather here into the grandstand today, watching a horse that they've bred and a rider that they've certainly helped shape and produce. Clint has trained with Grant Hughes. Started his apprenticeship really in Grant's stables. And Grant and Warren Beresford have been great mates for many, many years. This horse by Junebug, out of a Daily K mare by the name of Dina. So you can see Clint just landed and sat up to the vertical, moved on then to the triple bar, but couldn't quite jump out. That's the 2 different rides. Tom went down in the open stride, couldn't jump the triple bar. Clint waited, but then didn't have the power to jump out of that very tough line over the far side of the arena. Don't want any more rails down. We've got 2 on 4 faults at this stage. Clint Beresford carrying 4, comes down to the final fence. So that's a great round. Hands together for Clint Beresford, safely on the last. 4 jumping penalties, 73.88. 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4 for Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. Well, next horse into the arena, we welcome Olympian. It is Russell Johnson, and we did look here, 1995 he won this competition. Russell with Southern Contrast, one of our more senior competitors these days. And just looking through some of the other names, I think that is the only time that Russell has won it. But now we come out here in 2017. DePriest finished 6th here in Tuesday's competition. Finished 4th here on Wednesday and 6th here yesterday. So he's been right amongst it all show long. If he can jump clean, he'll certainly put himself in good stead. Russell Johnson from Whittlesea, riding the McCann family's DePriest.
Well, Tim, while we're watching some wonderful show jumping here, the best of young farmer challenger teams from all around the nation have converged upon Sydney this afternoon. They've come from every state and territory in Australia to compete for the National Young Farmer Challenge title. And guess what? That's just about to take place right behind us in the Schmidt Arena, 4:30.
You feeling a little sad? This is the first year in a number of years you haven't commentated there.
I know. It feels quite odd not to be watching it, but I walked past before and heard the guys, Sam Martin and Tim Eyes, and they sound outstanding. They're having a great time.
Do you know Tim Eyes is doing the glamping? He's our glamping host every night over here. You could have won and stayed on the ground through the Daily Telegraph. But so close yet so far. Love it when the crowd gets in. They love you to support them, these riders. Rattles the last, but it stays there, stops the clock. 77.78, just that one fence down, the horsepower fence. 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4 for Russell Johnson and DePriest. Chris, in fact, we move on now to number 9 in the draw. Move on to the next in our competition. We welcome out now Stephen Hill. And Stephen is riding Yalambi's Bellini Star. A late scratching for number 8, so we move straight on to number 9. Yalambi's Bellini Star, Stephen Hill, had a win here on Wednesday. The jump off here the other day. Sorry, just picked up 4 jumping penalties the other day. Jumped clean, just had a little bit of a miscommunication. Carrying 4 from the first. On course, Stephen Hill, Yalambi's Bellini Star.
Well, meanwhile, Tim, over in ring 3 in front of the big screen with the results now of our miniature pony class. In harness, miniature pony mare, filly or gelding, 3 years and over in harness. Congratulations, catalogue 1432, Grassdale Elliott, Christine Dunn's nomination from Oakville. In second place, catalogue 1434, it's another of Christine Dunn's nominations, Starbuck Iron. In third place, catalogue 1383, Colina Park Charlie and Valerie Dewsbury of Gunnedah. In fourth place, catalogue 1392, another of Valerie Dewsbury's nominations, Moo Gully Farm Stockard. And in fifth place, catalogue 2324, Warnamara Scotty and Joan Walsh of Dean Park.
Well, the 2 rails down, 8 jumping penalties, 71.82, 71.82. 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 8. Stephen Hill. First fence, always a frustrating one to have down. It even gives Bella a big pat as she leaves the arena. We now move on to the next of our riders. She's had a pretty handy show here, riding CD Visage by Cobbabella Visage by the same sire as our horse that was out first, currently sitting in equal first place. Kate finished 4th here in a pretty handy jump off against the clock yesterday. Jumped a lovely clear round. Safely over the last through the finish, 79.24, one-time penalty, plus some rails down there for Kate Hinchin and Chironic Dominant Visage. Young gun now from Bow Desert, 20 years of age. In fact, may have just turned 21. And it is Brooke Langbecker, number 12 in the draw. She rides a beautiful stallion, Quintago 1. This combination, boy, haven't they done well in the last 12 months. Placed in every single World Cup qualifier that they started in last year in the top 10. An amazing effort for a young lady on her first ever season of World Cup show jumping. Rated in the top 10 in Australia, having finished school and now focusing on the stables from Embrook Stables in Bow Desert. Both Mum Letitia and Dad Kerry were both top show jumpers in their own right. Occasionally you see Kerry hop back in the saddle. And Brooke's younger sister Emma Langbecker, well, she is getting accolades galore in the thoroughbred industry, having producing some beautiful yearlings for sales and also taking on clients' horses. We often stir him up saying that she can make the money so Brookie can spend it. But Brookie's been doing very well in the show jumping. It's a wonderful combination, this pair. Thought he'd done enough at that combination. He just tapped those rail. That's all it takes. Those back rails have a spring in them, holding them up basically. And if too much pressure is applied to that spring, it just lets go. And that rail will fall to the ground. So carrying 4 jumping penalties at this stage for Brooke Langbecker and Quintago 1. She keep the last 2 up. Safely over the last 4 jumping penalties. She'll go into equal first with no clear rounds. 76.74. 76.74. So 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties. That'll be our 5th 4-fault round. And pretty darn unlucky, if I do say so myself, even though Brookie is one of my good mates and a good fan of hers. 3 riders left to go in this first round. If we get 1 clear, they'll win the class. If we don't get any clear, we've got 5 on 4 faults that'll come back for the jump-off. Talara Cameron, Tom McDermott, Clint Beresford, Russell Johnson and Brooke Langbecker are all sitting on 4 jumping penalties. Stephen Hill currently sitting in 6th place on Yolambi's Bellini Star. Andrew Lamb, CP Argento, next combination to go. In this, the EFA Perpetual Trophy, won last year by Stuart Jenkins and Fairview Alaquadam. Lisa Cupid in 2016, Amaretto, MVNZ and Tom McDermott and Airtime Z, having picked it up in 2015. Tim Clark 2014, Jamie Kermon 2013, Tom McDermott and the McDermott family and Carol Mason in 2012, and Julia Hargraves and Vidor in 2011. Got through the tricky one. That combination on the other side, it's played some problems. Oh, he rattled that 10A, but it stayed there. 2 fences, 3 efforts left to go. Oh, he just scraped over that. All clear at this stage. Is this our first clear round? Andrew Lamb comes up to the final fence safely on the last end. All clear. 77-1-1, 77-1-1. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and all clear.
Supreme champion, please.
We actually didn't want that.
Well, bringing you the results now of Class 40 Special Class Supreme Champion Arabian Derivative. This is in front of the Martin and Angus and Cumberland stands. And our Supreme Champion Arabian Derivative is catalogue 2394, Lyndhurst Buttons and Bows. Sarah Young of Moree will be over the moon. Well, this horse today, Lyndhurst Buttons and Bows, was the champion Arabian derivative mare or filly. Earlier in the day, won the 3-year-old mare or filly class, not exceeding 13 hands. It's also won novice pony class yesterday, 12 to 12.2. Placed first as well in the riding pony mare class, 4 years and over. And did exceptionally well in 2017 here as well, winning a large number of classes. Lyndhurst Buttons and Bows by Maryvale Park Town Fair, and out of Rathowan Robbed in Bed.
So Lily Tootle, our rider, on course at the moment. The 1 rail down, so carrying 4 jumping penalties. All of our hopes of a jump off now rest on the shoulders of Gabby Cooner to force us into a jump-off round. Of course, Andrew Lamb will be thinking, well, I don't actually want her to jump clean, because if she can knock a rail down, he'll automatically win the competition. A New Zealand rider from Auckland, safely over the last, stops the clock, 76-7-8, 12 jumping penalties. No time penalties, a total of 12 on the New Zealand bred. And New Zealand owned, this is NZPH, owned and ridden by Lily Tootle, our international rider here this week long. Final rider out into the arena. No pressure, Gabby, but boy would we love to see you go clear and force us into a jump off. Gabrielle Cooner. Sierra Casiago. Next combination out into the arena. Bred by Kerry Parker, Sierra Casiago. Owned by Chuggy Equestrian and ridden by Gabby Cooner. Final combination to go in this, the EFA Cup.
Well, you can see over in our Arabian derivative class where our supreme champion has just been awarded to Lyndhurst Buttons and Bows. That Ms. Marjorie Stewart-Smith is there with our chief steward, Duncan McIntyre, making the presentation of the Springmead Stud Farm Perpetual Trophy for Supreme Champion Arabian Derivative, donated by Springmead Stud Farm in recognition of the involvement of Mr. and Mrs. Hurst with the Arabian Horse Society of Australia, which commenced when Mrs. Hurst was a member of the Royal Agricultural Society Advisory Committee.
One fence left to go. Come on, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. 75.43 the time taken. 75.43. The one rail down. 4 jumping penalties. No time penalties. A total of 4. So congratulations to the winner, Andrew Lamb and CP Argento.
Well, Tim, over in our Arabian derivative class, I was just letting our audience know a little about the Springmead Stud Farm Perpetual Trophy. When a committee was formed with the Royal Agricultural Society in 1950 to collect and maintain the records of Arabian horses in Australia, Mr. Hurst served on the council until ill health forced him to resign, and he was there from the very beginning. And Mrs. Hurst took his place and served for several years as Vice President and then as Patroness. Mrs. Hurst wrote the first Standard of Excellence for the Arabian horse in Australia. So Margot Stewart-Smith was involved with the council in the Society's formative years and served for some time as the Treasurer. This award was first presented, the trophy, in 2003. And Springmead was established by Mr. Hurst in 1915, the stud upon which the trophy is named, and it earned a reputation for producing outstanding Arabian ponies, Anglos and partbreds, and consistently they dominated the placings at major shows. Well, in 2003, in its first year, the Arabian Derivative Supreme Champion was awarded to Rathoan Lady in Red. It's been won over the years by the likes of Yahafta Country Charm in 2009, EBL Juliet in 2012, Burnbrae Park Talisman in 2013. In 2014 and 2016, Karma Park National Girl was our Supreme Champion Arabian Derivative. And last year it went to Camillaroy Enchantment, but in 2018 it's Lyndhurst Buttons and Bows. Well, bringing you the results now of our best miniature pony and harness class, special class 272. Congratulations, catalogue 1160, Sarah Bowman's nomination from Wilberforce of Joe Moore, Thunderstorm. Boy, has this miniature pony had an outstanding Sydney Royal Easter show. Joe Moore Thunderstorm, the winner of our miniature pony stallion class, the winner of our champion pony stallion or colt, the winner of the miniature pony stallion 4 years and over. They will be thrilled with their campaign this year at Sydney Royal Easter Show. So, our best miniature Pony in harness. Joe Moore, Thunderstorm.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we cast our attention down here to in front of the show jumping. Well, the only man to jump clean here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Andrew Lamb and CP Argento winning this afternoon in the Group A Section 1 competition in the EFA Perpetual Cup. And congratulations to Andrew. The fastest of our four falters, he's had a sensational show, finishing in second place again today. Please put your hands together for Clint Beresford, Emmaville Jitterbug. Third place, congratulations to Gabby Kuna and Sierra Casiago, and equal fourth place. It's very fitting that they sit in equal fourth place. It is Quintago 1, Brooke Langbecker and Tom McDermott and Diamond. Both with the exact same time in the first round, 76.41, 76.41. So equal 4th place. But the man at the moment, he hates talking on the microphone, but when you keep winning classes, Lammy, you've got to keep talking, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. It's a great win. This is an event like I've been trying to win for a fairly long time now, so yeah, it was very good.
We look back through the leaderboard and the people that have won it in years gone by. The EFA Cup, it's always one that's very nice. It's got a lot of prestige to it. And to be able to add this lovely horse's name, CP Argento and Andrew Lamb, to the list, it's nice to be an owner and a rider and be able to add your name to a list. This results right back to 1952.
Yeah, Tim, yeah, it's a great honour to be on that list. There's some unbelievable horses on there that have gone and done some great things and just legends in our sport.
Mate, what's the plan with this horse, CP Argento? He's a talented horse. He's got a lot of jump. Where to next for you?
We've got the event on Monday, the Grand Prix, and then I'm not sure we'll have a little start between now and Elysian, but yeah, the main start will be for Elysian in end of April.
Great show up there. There's over $300,000 on the line, so that's the next big one for you guys. You do a lot of miles from down there in Victoria. You run a dairy day by day, so you're one of these few riders in this lineup that not only works during the week with a big business too, but then tries to ride on the weekend.
Yeah, it does get a bit hectic at times, but yeah, lucky my wife rides a little bit, like rides the horse at home and all that sort of stuff, so it keeps me ticking along while I sort of muck around with the cows. So yeah, no, it works out well.
Well, we were just waiting for the chair of Equestrian Australia to make her way out to present our winner here, and we'll get the trophy. This is the EA Perpetual Cup, and we have here today Judy Fasher. And just as we make the presentation, Judy, wonderful to have you here and making the presentation. Of course, this class first awarded in 1952, and every year Equestrian Australia and support this event. It is the old EFA because we used to be the Equestrian Federation of Australia. We're now just Equestrian Australia. And we do thank Judy Fasher, Chair of Equestrian Australia, for all of her hard work that she does. And she is now going to present the winning ribbon to the winning rider. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our winner, Andrew Lamb, CP Argento. And to hear a little bit more about this trophy, we'll cross back to Lindsay Douglas.
Well, that's right, Tim. You'll see that trophy come into view in a moment. It's just currently with Peter Spackman, who is charged with looking after all of our trophies here. This is a twin-handled, electroplated silver rose bowl with a wire cover. It's raised on a circular timber base, and it was probably made by W.J. Sanders of Sydney, retailed by Fairfax and Roberts, and as you mentioned, it's donated by the president of what was Equestrian Federation of Australia, but the New South Wales branch, but is now it's just Equestrian Australia. First presented in the early 50s. The first winner was Seafarer. The most recent winner up until today was Fairview Aliquidam. And it's awarded to the owner of the winning horse in Class 857, jumping a Table A, and Article 238.
Well, Lindsay, we are now presenting another special award. This is the David Asmus Perpetual Trophy. And before we announce who the winner is this year, you might tell us a little bit about this trophy.
Sure. Well, David Asmus was a competitor at Sydney Royal for over 30 years, an accomplished rider, a show jumper. He'd won champion gentleman rider, rider on flat. He won many more show jumping competitions at the show with his name appearing on all sorts of perpetual trophies. So the Bob Chittick Memorial Perpetual Trophy, the EFA Perpetual Cup that is being presented today, the Kevin Burke Memorial Teams Perpetual Trophy. And in 1983, he actually represented Australia in the World Cup show jumping in Vienna. He placed 12th overall there. This trophy, the David Asmus Memorial Perpetual Trophy, is donated by Peter Asmus and Virginia Russell Asmus, and it was first presented here in 2016, picked up then by Congo Z, and in 2017 by Guru. It's awarded for the best performed Section 1 jumping horse.
Well, in 2018, with 2 points the difference, the runner-up was Andrew Lamb and CP Argento. Ladies and gentlemen, second in the class, the winner of the David Asmus Perpetual Trophy. Please put your hands together for Clint Beresford and Emmaville Jitterbug. Can you just tell me the ladies?
Yes, Virginia Russell.
So we have making the presentation down here, Peter Asmus and also Virginia. Virginia Russell making the presentation down here in memory of David Asmus. Of course, a magnificent presentation and this beautiful trophy. And in a moment, we'll have a look at this trophy as it is held up here beside this winning rider, Clint Beresford, born and bred in Bega on the south coast of New South Wales, and now resides in Canberra, a farrier and show jumper. And we can now see Peter Asmus holding up this beautiful trophy, the David Asmus Memorial Perpetual Trophy, won last year by Stuart Jenkins, Fairview Alakadama in 2016 by Congo Z. And in 2018, this was the leading Group 3 horse here a few years ago. It has come through to be the leading Group A Section 1 horse here in 2018. And we'll just grab the all-important photo. Jitterbug doesn't want to prick his ears. He says, I've had enough. All right, we get the word that we've got the photo. Hey, Clint Beresford, it just shows consistency pays off. You haven't managed to win a class. You've been second in a few of them. Mate, it was tough jumping today. This horse tries his heart out each and every day. Super job for consistency. Well done on winning the David Asmus Memorial Perpetual Trophy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to the Asmus family. Well done to Andrew for the win. He's been a tough competitor all show. But yeah, really happy with my horse. He's come out and placed in every class he's been in. Unfortunately, we haven't quite cracked the blue one yet. But he's been great, and I'm really happy with how he's been jumping. Just big thanks to my sponsors, all my support crew back home and here at the show. I couldn't do it without you all.
Of course, Clint, we've got the Grand Prix coming up in a couple of days' time, so there's still an opportunity to get that blue ribbon. And this horse, he's been very consistent for you over in New Zealand, winning the Silver Fern, second in the Olympic Cup. How are you feeling going into the Grand Prix here in a couple of days?
Yeah, he's had some great results in the last month, but as I say, there's a lot of good riders and good horses in that class on Monday, so we'll give him a day off tomorrow and let him have a rest, and hopefully we can come out and have a good go.
Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, our most consistent horse here in Group A, Section 1. Well done to Clint Beresford. He has had 2/3 on the first 2 days. He was second here yesterday, second again here today, and that means consistency pays. 14 total points and a super effort out of a possible 20 if he won all of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, as they come around, please put your hands together first and foremost for the winner of the class and the EFA Perpetual Cup. Well done to Andrew Lamb, and also our most successful rider and horse combination in Group A, Section 1, winning the David Asmus Memorial Perpetual Trophy. Congratulations to Clint Beresford.